Supplemental and box sets in Magic the Gathering are all commonplace these days, with multiple coming out each year. But in Magic's earliest days, they were not nearly so common. Let's take a look at 6 of the game's earliest box sets, starting with... Released in June of 1996, the Rivals Quick Start set was the first box set in Magic the Gathering history. We are not counting the revised and 4th edition gift boxes as supplemental products, seeing as they were more just a side item for the respective sets. Having the aim of better explaining the rules of Magic than any official rulebook could do, the Rivals Quick Start set included 4 small pre-constructed themed decks, as well as extensive game guides. These decks used cards from 4th edition. They could, of course, be later combined into 2 larger decks for official play, or broken down and added to one's collection. This special 2-player starter set was supposed to kick off a series of 3 Quick Start sets for the game, and its follow-up, known as the Conquest Quick Start set, was already publicly announced. Production was halted, however, and the entire line would wind up cancelled. Notable included cards are Pyrotechnics, Sorcerer's Queen, Untamed Wilds, and Reverse Damage. Released in late 1996, the introductory 2-player set came out for European and Asian markets. It was basically an adaptation of the Rivals Quick Start set. Released in English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, and Spanish, it contained 4 30-card decks that could be combined into 2 60-card ones, as well as 2 player guides that cover a scripted demo of the game, so players can go step by step as they learn to play Magic. Notable cards included in this box set are Sorcerer's Queen, Jayemdae Tome, Dark Ritual, and Elvish Archers. In November of 1998, the Anthologies box set came out in celebration of Magic the Gathering's 5th anniversary. The box set contains 2 60-card pre-constructed theme decks made up of cards from every Magic expansion and edition from Day 1 through Urza's Saga, as well as 5 token cards and a 64-page booklet describing the past, present, and future of the game. There is also some personal commentary from Magic the Gathering progenitor Richard Garfield. Anthologies also has a notable misprint, as its printing of the Exodus card Miri Cat Warrior shows an incorrect toughness for the creature. Other notable cards include Strip Mine from Antiquities, Lightning Bolt, still one of the game's best direct damage spells, Hymn to Torok, still one of the game's best discard spells, and Armageddon, a board wipe for lands. Battle Royale released in November of 1999 with the aim of introducing players to multiplayer Magic gameplay. The box set includes a guide, 4 40-card pre-constructed decks consisting of white-bordered versions of previously released cards, and a strategy insert for each deck. Each deck contains 2 rares, 8 uncommons, and 30 commons, basic lands included. Notable cards include Living Death, a rare from Tempest, Hurricane, an indirect damage spell that affects players and creatures with flying, Wrath of God, a powerful board wipe, and Swords to Plowshares, a very good spot removal card. Magic the Gathering's Beatdown box set came out in October of 2000 and includes 122 cards. Named after a slang term for dealing a lot of damage to an opponent, Beatdown features a pair of 61-card pre-constructed theme decks, each with 5 rares and 1 foil. This includes 4 cards with alternate art: Ball Lightning, Clockwork Beast, Urnum Djinn, and Sanger Vampire, with those latter 2 being foils. The box set also included a pair of 20-sided spin-down life counters, as well as a small poster of an Urnum Djinn and Sanger Vampire duking it out, and a full-color booklet that contains play tips and creature histories. Like Anthologies, Beatdown also has a notable misprint, as the card Clockwork Avian somehow was printed without flying. Other cards of note we haven't already mentioned for Beatdown include Leviathan, a 10/10 that was originally printed in the set The Dark. Balduvian Horde, at one time considered one of Magic's most aggressive creatures. Brainstorm, still a very good card draw and top-of-deck manipulation spell. And Fireball. This Beatdown printing of the card is the only tournament legal card with a Y symbol in its casting cost, no other version of the card is done up like this. Released in a metal box in December of 2001, the Deckmasters Garfield vs. Finkel box set contains decks designed by Richard Garfield and Magic the Gathering Hall of Famer John Finkel. The decks take cards from Ice Age and Alliances, taking into account Wizards of the Coast's reprint policy. As a deck building limitation, each deck could only use 4 rare cards, and no more than 2 copies of any single card. The result is 2 62-card pre-constructed decks, each featuring 60 white-bordered Ice Age and Alliances cards, as well as 2 set-exclusive black border foil cards apiece: Icy Manipulator, Incinerate, Lurgoyf, and Necropotence. Also included are 2 20-sided spin-down life counters, a poster of a Goblin Mutant fighting a Lurgoyf, a full-color booklet containing the set's deck lists, expert analysis, and more. Also, the metal Deckmasters box is designed to store more than 700 sleeved cards. Garfield's deck is a red-green creature-based deck that uses creatures with high toughness as to make them hard to kill via damage. Finkel's deck is red-black and focuses on efficient, versatile creatures and spot removal, with cards like Soulburn and Lava Burst as eventual finishers. Roughly a month after the box set's release, Garfield and Finkel played a best-of-3 match using their decks. The first game was fairly even between the 2 players, with Garfield losing, mostly due to him making a number of rules-based mistakes, as the rules had changed quite a bit since he invented the game back in the early 1990s. In Game 2, Garfield had mana issues, and Finkel was able to finish him off rather quickly, thanks in part to the use of his Balduvian Horde. Other notable cards found in Deckmasters Garfield vs. Finkel include Pain Duels, Karplusan Forest, Underground River, and Sulphurous Springs, Board Wipe, Yockelhops, and Pitch Spell, Bounty of the Hunt. Did you have any of these early Magic the Gathering box sets? Let us know your thoughts about them in the comments section below. And please remember to like this video, subscribe to Magic Untapped here on YouTube, and drop a buck in our tip jar on Patreon. Thank you for watching.